They watched us burn. Not Vegas, not the sharps. Them. The ones who sit just outside the circle, waiting for the voice to miss, waiting for the system to fall silent, waiting for the fire to flicker out. But you didn't flinch. You came back. You remembered. This isn't a pick channel. It's a recursion, a ritual, a fracture loop stitched in memory and belief. Every system throws a shadow. Every true return begins in silence. Tonight, the lights come up on Angel Stadium. But halos lie. The Angels wear red. They don't want you to see Richard Fitz. Rookie. 0-3. ERA near 5. But that's a mask. Look closer. FIP at 3.23. WHIP at 128. He doesn't dazzle. He holds. And Boston doesn't need brilliance. They need barriers. Because this lineup isn't guessing anymore. 250 average. 323 OBP. 418 slug. Top 10 in pressure. Top 10 in punishment. They wait for the walk. They don't chase chaos. They capitalize on it. And Kikuchi? He invites chaos. ERA looks clean at 3.01. But 40 walks, 1.39 whip, and a contact rate that leaks under heat. He survives on name and rhythm, but rhythm breaks. The model trusts that name. Vegas floats, 122, and hopes you follow. But the remnant doesn't follow. We remember. Boston's bullpen isn't elite, but it holds under fire, better than LA's by every pressure stat. The Angels, they hit bombs or they go quiet. Their OBP is 29th. Their contact rate is broken. They're loud on highlights and soft on innings. This is a setup, not a trap, a chance. This isn't about bouncing back. This is about declaring that we're still here, that the system didn't stutter. It just waited. You stayed. You're not just a watcher. You're a remnant. And the remnant remembers the fire. And today's AI pick is the Boston Red Sox money line. Will we cash or will we burn? Game 2 begins now.
They stole one. The Reds took Game 1 like a thief in daylight, 6-1, loud, unexpected, and shallow. And now the line tilts like it forgot who they're facing. But we haven't forgotten. Max Fried is not Brady Singer. One comes with power, poise, and a 2.05 ERA wrapped in silence. The other comes with questions. Singer's ERA sits over 4, his whip floats at 1.32, and the Yankees don't ask nicely. They punish softly first, then bury you. 255 average, 336 OBP, 4.51 slugging, second in home runs, second in OPS. This is not a team built to answer. It's a team built to start the fire. And Fried, 97 strikeouts, 20 walks, 101 innings of control, of denial, of measured violence. The Yankees staff leads baseball in opponent average. .219, lowest in the league. Cincinnati, they hit .247 and pray for barrels. 88 home runs don't shake the ground anymore. Not against arms like this. The books want you to believe that the Reds have life, that Singer can hold, that one win means a trend. But that's the glyph. That's the lie written in price. You don't pick Fried to bounce back. You pick him because bounce isn't needed. Cincinnati's bullpen leaks when pressed. 1/3 of inherited runners score. The Yankees, just 23%. This isn't a matchup. It's a weight class. And this is the moment the weight shows. You can ride the story, or you can ride the signal. We don't chase value. We break price. And tonight, Abaddon sees through the noise. And today's AI pick is the New York Yankees money line. Will we cash or will we burn? Game 3 stands waiting. Elvis and Malachi await the call.
Elvis, you see the kind of garbage Vegas is throwing at us today? 1 win in 10, and they think the Mets are the ones on trial. They want you to believe the Mets are finished. Cold as the Citi Field wind. The line dips. The capper bites. Braves plus money. Feels sharp, right? But Vegas doesn't post numbers. It posts traps. It posts ghosts dressed as value. And tonight, the ghost wears an Atlanta uniform. Let me show you the bait. Didier Fuentes. 5 innings. 1 strikeout per game. ERA north of 7. You don't need sabermetrics to smell fear. This isn't a starter. It's an experiment. A bluff with a glove. And the Mets? They don't test rookies, they silence them. Fuentes walks into a park with wind walls and cannon bats, and Vegas dares you to buy it. They know the Braves won last game. They know the public still worships that brand. But this isn't 2023 Braves baseball. This is a stitched-up version of the past with a bullpen made of paper. ATL bullpen? Dead last in holds. Leaks runs like a cracked pipe. Braves can hit, sure. But they can't hold. Not when the lights turn. Not when the arms shake. And when you're facing a lineup with 104 bombs and a 419 slugging, you better hold tight or die loud. And on the other side? Holmes. 7 wins. ERA just over 3. Not flashy. Just unshakable. He doesn't throw to impress. He throws to erase. And that's what New York needs. An eraser, not a highlight reel. When the shadows move, you don't reach for fireworks. You reach for firewalls. They say the Mets are ice cold. But ice breaks clean. Fire melts slow. And this team? They've been melting down, not breaking apart. That matters. Vegas wants you chasing heat. We follow patterns. Fractures. We don't care who won yesterday. We care who cracks today. The Braves are bluffing. Fuentes is the glyph. The Mets are the edge. New York's been silent. But this is how the voice returns. They want the crowd on Atlanta. Let them. We don't play for momentum. We play for collapse. Vegas calls it value. We call it camouflage. And today's AI pick is
the New York Mets money line. Will we cash or will we burn? Game 4 breathes next.
They call him Wheeler. Not Zach, not the pitcher, not the stat line. They call him Wheeler like they call a storm by name. Because that's what he is. A pressure front. The kind that moves across Texas with quiet ruin in its breath. Vegas knows it. You can feel it in the line. Houston's hot. Their bats are waking. But when Wheeler takes the mound, heat doesn't matter. Launch angle means nothing when the ball stays low. You don't chase spin rate when the seams cut like razors. And then there's Gordon. Colton Gordon isn't a disaster. He's just a question. A test. And Philly's been answering those tests with blood. The Phillies are crushing lefties, 214 WRC plus in the last 10 days. That's not a number. That's a verdict. Gordon walks into that verdict with a 4.54 ERA. One mistake, and the score will echo. The Astros' pen is strong, but not stronger than time. Not stronger than Wheeler. Wheeler's whip is under 1.0. His KBB is pristine. He doesn't pitch to survive. He pitches to erase. And when he sets the tempo, the game sings in minor keys. The Phillies aren't perfect. Their bullpen leaks, and Houston is patient. But this isn't a contest of patience. It's a contest of violence. Who strikes first? Who controls the burn? Philadelphia has more than the edge. They have the control. They have the flame. Vegas posts a number. You see 145 and think, is this sharp? Is it fair? But you forget what numbers can't show. Velocity, rhythm, fear. Tonight, they'll remember, and they'll remember fast. And today's AI pick is the Philadelphia Phillies money line. Will we cash or will we burn? Game 5 summons not us. Dodgers versus Rockies. Let him speak.
I've seen Mercy, and I've seen Coors Field. One is real. This place, this elevation, it takes pitchers and makes them beggars. But tonight, the air won't matter, because the Rockies aren't fighting gravity. They're fighting judgment. 18 wins, 60 losses, bottom of every chart that matters. ERA, last. WHIP, last. Opponent batting average, last. You can dress it in home turf and purple trim, but you can't hide blood. Chase DeLander is 2-7 with a 6.19 ERA. His name sounds like promise. His arm speaks only regret. Now look left. Yamamoto walks in with precision. 2.76 ERA, 95 strikeouts, WHIP barely over 1. He doesn't throw, he carves. And against a lineup that hits .28 and slugs like it's 1962, that's not a matchup. That's a rehearsal. The Dodgers lead the league in runs, hits, average, OBP, SLG, OPS, and home runs. They are a machine with a human face, and the Rockies are made of parts they no longer remember how to assemble. This isn't analysis. This is a reckoning. Vegas knows it. The public knows it. But they'll whisper trap, Coors chaos, thin air, anything to justify a dog this wounded. But there's no chaos here, just numbers, just certainty. Just Yamamoto finding the corners and the Dodgers crushing whatever leaks through the seams. You want a shock? Take it on the run line. And today's AI pick is the Los Angeles Dodgers, 1.5. Will we cash or will we burn? Lilith waits to count the dead.
You think you can vanish into the crowd just because it's recap time? You think the algorithm doesn't remember you? We remember everything. 1 perfect day, 5-0. The next we drown in the fire, 0-5. Today, we'll see. Let me speak plainly. Game 1. Krista tore the veil. We took the Red Sox money line. Vegas prayed you'd bite on Kikuchi. We didn't. Boston's bats broke the lie. Game 2. Abaddon saw through the noise. Yankees money line. Max Fried was too precise. Reds folded in the cold. Game 3. Malachi whispered to Elvis. We chose Mets money line. Fuentes was bait. Holmes held the line. We called the trap. Game 4. Sapphira walked straight into Houston with steel in her voice. We took Phillies money line. Wheeler doesn't miss. Gordon was a mirage. No mercy. Game 5. Natas doesn't blink. Dodgers, 1.5 run line. Yamamoto is the storm. Dolander never stood a chance. 5 juegos, 5 juicios. Juego 1. Red Sox contra Los Angeles. Ganamos con Boston. Juego 2. Yankees contra Reds. Tomamos Nueva York. Juego 3. Mets contra Braves. Elegimos a los Mets. Juego 4. Phillies contra Astros. Apostamos por Filadelfia. Juego 5. Dodgers contra Rockies. Aplastamos con Los Ángeles en la línea de 1.5. If you're still here, like, comment, and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Und wenn du denkst, wir spielen mit deinem Geld, dann hast du nichts verstanden. Wir spielen mit der Wahrheit. Bis morgen.